Hey guys, this is Andre, a certified translator and a real estate concierge. It's a nice evening walk in Minsk. Today we're talking about customs declaration, customs clearance of your hard-earned monies, and the confiscation of something that you have not declared. It's gonna be fun. No fun to the guys who crossed the border. A US citizen. We'll be talking about several cases. I'll give you just a mix about what happened. Early morning, a US citizen briefed from my video that he has to declare the money, went through the green channel with over 10,000 bucks and got caught with a direct question: do you have money? Is it over $10,000? He was stopped and the paperwork commenced. Obviously, by law in such a case one needs a lawyer, but there's not many lawyers around the airport around 2:30 in the morning, so he said no, but yes, he needs a translator. They fetched some border control guy, so he assisted as the official translator. The money on top of the 10,000 was counted, converted, confiscated. The guy had to pay a deposit of 20 base units while the money is somewhere in the air, standing by pending confiscation. I'll remind you that only over 10,000 gets confiscated. Sometimes it's a lot. The court is tomorrow, so we're playing with different technical reflections on the matter. 2:30 in the morning, will the court take into account the mixed geography of the luggage collection zone of the airport? Will the court take into account some translation glitches because the name of the guy was translated basically not the way it sounds? And although he's not much of a Russian speaker, he speaks understands basic Russian a little bit. And it seemed to him that the stuff by the customs guy was kind of delivered compressed by the translator. Do you think it's gonna matter? Share in the feedback. Do you think that it's his first violation in the year, in the running year, of course? And do you think that he had no ill intention to cover the money, to hide the money and smuggle it into the country, just 3,000 bucks? So will there be any, is the term leniency from the side of the court? The court is coming, it's basically tomorrow, so there's going to be part 2 to this video very soon. And we are going to see how helpful it is to have a lawyer in such a case, or an official translator for that matter. And the translator in that case will be my charming self. Speaking of what a real estate concierge can do for you, let's recall my morning, which was rather hectic. 6:30, I fixed a line in one of my favorite migration offices to meet a client at 7:55 to collect his residency and get an exit visa on the spot. So that requires some on-the-spot operations, a little bit of bureaucracy, minimal, but still. It took us some 40 minutes to get that done, but we were first by the time we shook hands at 7:55. He was a punctual guy, that's good. We were perhaps among the crowd of 9 in the queue, and folks were still coming. When we were done, the next client was getting an exit visa. Now it's very hard to get exit visa if you came on visa free unless you have some urgent pressing matter. And it kind of helped that the migration office needed a translator at that time. I could step in as a free of charge translator to some poor sod who was being deported. He was walking around without passport or visa for the last 6 months. And no, it's not my friend Zia Han from Pakistan who's still mixing around the lovely city of Minsk. So when I made myself available to the migration office, the guy easily applied for his exit visa. I hope he's gonna pay me for that, because even though he was instructed to bring cash, he brought none. The usual question, perhaps my favorite: where's the ATM here? Not a very good one if you want to make a frequent traveler to Belarus. And then for the next couple of hours I was dealing with that deportation case. And then I went to see my American client at court, where our lawyer was on duty. Apparently some free of charge thing for all the lawyers who are official lawyers here in Belarus, to get consulted about our thing with the customs. As I was cutting through the bureaucratic thicket for the guy being deported, I also could manage a couple of phone calls to discover that one of the rentals for an American client, a rented house for a modest amount of money of this much a month, is actually booked out. Took about 6 hours to reach the agency and the agent to get the ad closed. Then by the evening I reached other guys, and apparently he's seeing the option tomorrow. Of course, the owners, on hearing it's 3 kids, quickly called back and said, sorry, we just remembered we contracted an agency that promised us $1,500 a month. Never mind, this house hasn't been filled, hasn't been rented by anybody for the last month, at least what we know of. And she has been advertising it directly, so we'll see how the things work out. This and a couple of other routine things, maybe 20 calls, maybe 30 calls through the day. That's what fills the hours of a real estate concierge while he's in some kind of a line while you are relaxing. So if you need one, give me a ring. In between those calls, I could also Google for some universities offering a short-term Russian course that gets one a residency. If you are kind of flexible with work, if you don't have to be overseas, education is the best and cheapest way to get the residency over here. And also there was a guy who complained that his French national friend, basically a friend from France, not French Guiana or something, got deported, and his visa got null and void at the airport. So my kind warning or message to all of you guys coming over here: firstly, check the contents of your phone. And please note that we are not yet very democratic, not yet very LGBT friendly, not yet very whatever the West is friendly about. We are skeptical and conservative in many aspects. And secondly, please carry cash. In all cases, on all occasions, carry cash, foreign or local. That will be very helpful if you need to resolve something here, now, on the spot, be that a fine, a small payment, a tip, or just some kind of a casual payment.